This is a picture of a classroom today. Now take a look at this picture of a classroom from 150 years ago. Do you notice anything similar? It turns out these classrooms have a lot in common. Let's get straight to the point. These classrooms follow an almost identical school system despite being generations apart. This system was developed during the industrial age to produce factory workers, yet it remains unchanged to this day. This stagnation is detrimental to the education system and to the students who have to endure it. The harsh reality is that the education system has failed you. In this video, we will discuss the reasons for this failure and explore possible solutions to this complex issue. Before we dive into the details, let me give you a brief introduction. Hi, my name is Kilty. I'll keep my real name private for now. I started this channel with my friend, Virus. Say hi, Virus.
Hi, Virus.
Together, we launched the movement for the rights of the future generations to bring about real change in the school system rather than just complaining about it. This channel is part of that project. We need your help to spread the word about our movement. If you could watch this video to the end and share it with your friends, it would greatly help us, and you too. We would really appreciate it. And if you agree with us and want to support our cause even further, consider subscribing. Now let's get on with the video. Imagine a modern computer. It could be an office laptop sitting next to a pencil and paper, an advanced gaming setup complete with a gaming chair, or even a massive NASA supercomputer that occupies far more space than our everyday computers require. Now picture a computer from the 1980s. It seems pretty outdated, doesn't it? Let's compare these two images to our school system. The current school system resembles that outdated computer from the 1980s, while the modern computer represents a potential that the school system has yet to fully utilize. As mentioned earlier, the traditional school system is ineffective because it was created so long ago. It emphasizes strictly following instructions, often leaving little room for independent thought or creativity. This needs to change. This might seem like a minor point related to the previous issue, but it's actually a much larger problem than it initially appears. In school, we are not encouraged to make our own decisions because teachers tend to make all the choices for us. While we may have the opportunity to make small decisions, such as selecting one class per semester or occasionally choosing a topic for an essay, these choices often feel more about pleasing others than about our own preferences. When we do attempt to make our own decisions without being taught how to approach them ethically, those decisions can come across as misguided. Regardless of whether this movement succeeds or fails, it highlights an important truth. If it fails, those in charge of the system might say, "That was a poor decision." Ultimately, however, the responsibility lies with the school system for not equipping us with the skills needed to make better choices. At the very least, this movement sends a crucial message to the world. There is a significant problem here. Consider the best way for you to learn, whether it's through listening, reading, or a combination of both. Now think about a teacher who presents information in a way that makes it difficult for you to learn. It wouldn't be effective, would it? You can probably imagine how this scenario would unfold. Now I'll hand this next part over to Virus.
In many countries, schools tend to follow universal teaching methods. For instance, in American schools, most rely heavily on lectures and homework throughout the day, while some schools do attempt to incorporate different approaches, allowing students to create a freedom in their assignments. They often can't stray too far from the traditional school system. These schools still require long lectures, extensive homework, and mandate specific subjects and classes the students must take. While this approach may work for some, it doesn't accommodate the diverse learning styles of the many different students that go to the school. Moreover, students learn at different paces, which complicates the situation even further. It throws a wrench into the works. More like the homeworks. Now let's move on to the next topic. Numerous studies conducted by respected scientists and psychologists indicate that 39.7% of high school students in America feel hopeless, with a significant majority attributing this feeling to the overwhelming amounts of schoolwork. On average, a high school student in the US may receive up to 7.5 hours of homework each week. Balancing this workload with extracurricular activities, maintaining a healthy social life, preparing for college, and getting enough sleep can be extremely challenging, if not completely impossible.
Tragically, suicide is the third leading cause of death among individuals ages 10 to 24, and a substantial portion of this is linked to stress from school. This is alarming. Can it really be that people are ending their lives over school pressures? I must admit, this topic hits close to home for me, as I have also contemplated it. This personal experience is part of the reason this movement was initiated. However, I understand that you may not want to dwell on stories of suicide, so let's shift the focus. What is going on with these unnecessary classes we have to take? Studies show that 63% of the information students learn in school, from preschool through college, will never be used later in life, and 40% will be forgotten within a week. This raises questions about whether grades accurately reflect a student's intelligence. A less capable person could potentially cheat to achieve higher grades than they deserve or benefit from their teacher's specific teaching style. Conversely, a bright student might receive lower grades than warranted if their learning style doesn't align with the teacher's approach or if they feel overwhelmed by heavy workloads. Research indicates that intelligent students often earn worse grades because they find the material too easy, leading to boredom or lack of stimulation. Additionally, it's been shown that gifted students tend to become perfectionists, feeling anxious about making mistakes or asking for help. I can personally attest to this, as I was always labeled as a smart or gifted student in school. While we could discuss various issues within the school system for hours, let's focus on potential solutions. We will outline 3 possible solutions, ranked from the least effective but most likely to happen, to the best but least likely. Let's get started. At first glance, this solution may seem flawed, and I understand why. Relying on every student in the world to help run their school appears to grant them too much freedom, potentially leading to chaos. However, that's not the whole picture. The school staff could select a group of trusted students who are responsible and capable of making sound decisions to influence the school's future. The key difference is that the students themselves would make these decisions, ensuring their perspective is considered. While this may sound like a promising solution, just wait until you hear the next 2 options. Explaining this idea will take some time, so please bear with me. Imagine a school system that truly prepares students for the real world, better than the current system. Here's a basic outline for the revamped system. Preschool and kindergarten will remain largely the same, but they will teach students at an accelerated pace to ease them into the learning process. The focus will be on teaching the essentials, such as reading and basic addition and subtraction, more quickly. From 1st to 5th grade, students will have a time of exposure to different careers. This means they should go on more field trips, specifically to workplaces where employees can share insights about their jobs. For example, during a trip to the fire station, firefighters could explain what it's like to work in that profession. These trips should be enjoyable, engaging, and educational, helping students begin to think about their future careers. You might notice a potential flaw. More field trips could be expensive. You're right, but my counter-argument is that schools should reevaluate their budgets to allocate funds for field trips while still covering essential costs. If adult viewers are skeptical, it's not my fault that financial education isn't provided in schools. Once students reach 6th grade, they transition to middle school. At this stage, students should choose classes based on their interests and career aspirations, rather than simply following a set curriculum. If a student has a dream, they should be allowed to pursue it by selecting relevant classes instead of being limited to those they are told to take. If the system operates this way, school will no longer be boring. In fact, it could become an experience that students will look forward to each day. This solution is definitely the best for one main reason: it is proven to work. While it may seem otherwise, the school system is not flawed in every country, far from it. The country that often gets a spotlight for having a strong school system is Finland. Finland boasts an impressive educational framework. They start formal schooling at age 7, have 4-hour school days that include time for lunch and recess, and there is no homework. Remarkably, Finland outperforms every other country's school system. I won't go into too much detail here, as this topic has been covered extensively by other YouTubers. I recommend checking out a video by Money Uncharted. The link is in the description. Be sure to watch that video after you finish this one. Get it? Finish? However, this solution does have its pros and cons. The first major issue is that Finland can maintain such a system because it has a relatively low population, about 1/58 of the United States population. Larger countries may struggle to implement and manage a similar system, especially with rapidly growing populations. The second issue is that Finland's educational approach is drastically different from those of many other countries, making it difficult to adapt. Moreover, implementing widespread changes across many schools will be a significant challenge. Nonetheless, it'll be worthwhile if students receive the education they need to live fulfilling lives and contribute positively to the world. If you support our cause, please subscribe to this channel. We will be posting more videos like this along with updates on the progress of our movement. Also, follow us on TikTok at TMFTROTFG to see similar content. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. But the most important way you can support us is by reading the message in the description and sharing it with as many people as possible who you think will resonate with it. Thank you for listening to the end of this video. We hope you have a wonderful day and we look forward to seeing you on the other side.